What's up, everyone? Okay, I'm doing a video that is something I've been wanting to share, which is my new planner. So I got the golden coil planner and y'all, I love it. I paid for it. They don't know who I am or anything like that. It's not sponsored or anything. So I'm gonna bring the camera down here in a sec and walk you guys through it, because the thing that makes this special is that it's customizable. You can pick every single page that is in here. It is so redonkulously customizable that I thought this video might be helpful if you were thinking about it. You can kind of see some of the pages I personally picked out, how I use them, and then you could determine if that's a page you'd want to put in your planner or not if you were actually going to buy this. So one thing I want to say straight off the bat is I'm a planner person in that I always have a planner. I always use one, and I like paper. I like being able to write it on paper, but I'm not like a planner junkie, as I'm sure some of you guys that clicked on this video probably are. So I want you to take your expectations bar and lower it, because just know that I use my planner in a way that makes perfect sense to me, and I hope that you guys are doing the same. And so I can make it look somewhat cute as I'm going, but I'm not adding in stickers and stuff like that. I wish I had that kind of time. Maybe someday I will, I just don't. So this will be a very realistic look at how I use my planner, etc. Let me bring you down so you can see it. Grab your coffee, by the way. I have my cute little Marie mug that I got at Meyer. So here is my planner. Like I said, the brand is Golden Coil. And another thing to know right off the bat is that these are expensive and you can't get a full year. The most you can get in this planner is 6 months because of the way that it's bound and how many pages can fit in, etc. I actually only have like 4 months in here because of all of the amounts of pages I wanted to add in. It wouldn't have been enough to do a full 6 months. So kind of pricey if you're gonna do it the way I'm doing it. I just wanted to make that clear right now so you're not surprised if you were going on and personalizing it online. So I chose the leather case. I'm putting that in quotes because it's not real leather, but I really liked the look of this kind of camel colored brown. They have a lot of different colors. They have this faux leather, and then they also have linen, and the linen ones might be their most popular, I don't know, but they have a lot of colors. The leather, they only have a couple. So I love how sturdy the binding is here. Really, really well made. So let me walk you through this, skipping the first page because it's got my contact information on it. The first thing I wanted in here was my year at a glance. And this I'm just using for birthdays in my family. I actually have a lot more to add. This is just my side of the family. I have a very large family. And I haven't added friends yet and stuff like that to this, but I like the idea of having a place where all the birthdays are so that I can look and be like, ooh, so-and-so's birthday is coming up this month. We should send them a card or make sure we text them or call them, whatever it might be. So I really like having that. Of course, for your year at a glance, you could use it for whatever you want. So the next thing I have on here is one of my favorite pages, and this is my goals page. It's split into yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly, and then daily. So to be honest, when I was sitting down doing this, I was kind of I don't really know how I want to use this, and I'm still kind of messing with it. But anything that I knew I was spending the entire year working on, I put here on the yearly. I know I want to read 30 books this year. I know I want to drink more tea and less coffee as I sip on my coffee. But then monthly, I figure I can adjust this as needed. I was wanting to watch more documentaries this year to learn a little bit more when I'm watching TV. And so I thought they have this little bar you could turn into a bar graph. So I've split it into 3. And the first one I've already watched is actually a long one. It's the Imagineering story. But I'm still working on finding a Bible reading plan I like, healthy snack ideas. I figure this is a place any recipe I try, I can add to it and check off that I've tried it. So we'll see. Again, I'm trying to figure this out. One of my big goals for the year was to have a different fitness goal every month to keep things interesting for me. And so my first month, January, I decided to just use all of this for fitness goals. And obviously my January goal is to work out 5 times a week. So I'm just kind of highlighting it as I do them. I really, really like this section a lot. So the next page I have is some event pages. Now, honestly, I kind of regret getting these for this year because obviously event type things aren't going to be happening the way they would maybe in a normal year. But it's kind of cool because for me, we like to host things. So in a normal year, if we were planning a big family dinner or a party or something, I could use this to plan for those. I usually just grab my notebook and do it, but it's nice to have pages that are dedicated to it where you can have, okay, what is going to be your menu, what's on your shopping list, any decor, the date, the time, who's actually coming, what do you still have to do. I just think it's organized really well. You've got plenty of space to plan for different things. Another page I really, really love is the reading page. So I am well on my way to reading 30 books. I just finished last night The Soul of America by John Meacham. It's a great book for history nerds. I really liked it. Nonfiction, kind of political as well, so just be aware of that. But I really liked it. You can rate it. You can say when you finished it, put notes about it. By the way, the next book I'm reading, I just started last night, is called Olive Again. And I did not know that this is actually a sequel to a book called Olive Kitteridge. So the weird thing is I'm like 15% of the way through and it's already really good and interesting. So this author did a great job of presenting it as a standalone book. Like you don't have to read the first book. Long story short, I guess I'm reading this one first. But I love that you can rate the books, that you can kind of have a list of them. I don't know. I think that's really nice. So next is where my months begin. And I added a lot of pages to each month. So when you're on the Golden COIL site, you can actually choose. If you're adding certain pages, you can choose if you want them at the beginning of your planner, at the end of your planner, at the beginning of a month, etc. So you can really choose where in the planner you're going to actually put them. So when my months begin, I've got my January plan. The only thing that bothers me about this, and I haven't looked again to see like the next time I get one of these, if I can get it the other way around, this has Monday as the start date, and I definitely prefer Sunday to be on this side. So that's the one thing. But what I'm using this for is kind of my fitness tracker. So yes, I'm keeping track of my goals for fitness on the other page, but for this, I like to be able to write my monthly goal for the month, be able to keep track of it, and then also on each day, you can see that I didn't realize it wasn't starting on Sunday, so I was like, oops, that was actually Monday, that was actually Tuesday. It's amazing how like trained our brains are, right? So I can keep track of what workouts I've actually done, which I really like. I did that all last year, and I loved being able to look at certain months and see, you know, gosh, why was I feeling so crummy this month? And then I would look and see, oh, it's because I didn't work out nearly as many times as I did maybe in previous months. So love using that. Of course, this is simply a monthly planner here, so you could do it however you want it. So the next thing I placed in here were project pages. And this is really where, because YouTube right now is my job, where that comes in. So this might not be appropriate for you, but they have so many different pages. But really quickly, this is what I'm using for sponsorship. So I put a few at the beginning of each month. So this is a video I've been working on this month. I could put what did I need to make for the company, maybe some important notes, the timeline of when things are due, my little to-do list. Over here, there's even room for like sketching or writing lists out, whatever you want. There's a little sponsorship checklist. So I really think if you are a YouTuber, Instagrammer, blogger, whatever the case might be, these kinds of social project pages are fantastic. So the next thing I put in that I haven't used yet is the social media page. Again, this would be more for someone that is in the influencer sphere, but I love that you can kind of brainstorm your idea, what date, what do you still need to do, and then it's got a little checklist, drafted, images scheduled, and posted. Again, I haven't used this yet, but one of my big goals for this year is to post more regularly on my Instagram, which is shameless plug at It's Jessica Braun. I always post on my Instagram stories. I love posting on there, but I don't always post like static, stay there Instagram photos, you know what I mean? So this is kind of gonna help me reach that goal this year, hopefully. And then the next page I did were more project pages. This is where I can just do quick little plans for just videos I want to do on my channel. I don't need to do this for every single video, but like one that I'm kind of still working out my plan for is creating a morning routine that like actually works for me. So really I was trying to jot down the things that were on my mind when I was thinking about it. So that way when I actually sit down to film this, I can look back on this and maybe flesh it out a little bit more. So I liked having that. And this of course could be useful for anyone. So this is where my actual daily plans begin. Now, wow. If you are on Golden COIL's site personalizing this, they have so many different versions of planning. I personally like a full page for one day, a daily plan. But I was clicking around on there and they have so many different versions of weekly layouts if you prefer that. You might like your daily layout to have like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. and have like that kind of plan. You might want half that, half to-do list. You might not like this 3-box at all. Like there are so many versions. So if you hate my version, trust that there are a million other options on there. This was my personal favorite. So I did kind of a makeshift one here for January 1st. I actually got this planner like a few days after, but I wanted to kind of show you guys how I would use it in theory. The other pages that I actually have written on have some personal stuff on. I just didn't want to share, but this is what I mean by I would love to be able to like use stickers and make this cute, but it's just not in the cards for me. but I love that this is laid out morning, midday, and evening, so I can kind of get a quick bare bones look at my day. Usually I'll sit down either the night before or the morning of with coffee. Of course, not coffee the night before. Okay, I'm over explaining. I will flesh out the bare bones of my day, really think through, okay, what are the 3 things? If I only get 3 things done today, what will they be? And then the rest of my to-do list, I might have some notes I want to throw down, things to think about for the future, but maybe I don't need to get them done today. Here in the little self-care spot, there's just 3 lines. I usually will keep track of how much water I've been drinking because that's always a goal of mine. The MFP is my fitness pal, so I check it off if that was a day that I actually tracked what I ate. I don't do it every day. I just can't, you know? But some days I do if I'm just like vibing on it and I'm like, I'm gonna keep track of what I'm eating today. That's when I can check that off. And then of course, if I worked out, I can write that in there too. I'm now realizing I write down, what's all over me? I'm now realizing I write down when I work out like in 3 spots on here, but I'm usually very proud of myself if I do. And then of course your intention, you can write whatever you want there. I just wrote love one another because that is one of my favorite, most important things that I think about a lot. So that's kind of the idea of this. Like I said, I just love the layout of it. It's simple, but it's also detailed enough that I can really use each section the way I need to be able to use it. You know what I mean? And some of them even have like a little quote down there. So at the end of each week, mine has, and I don't know if they all come like this just to have them line up correctly, but at the end of each week, mine has just a blank page and then it starts the next week. And then of course, once you get to the end of that month, you have your monthly plan again and it all starts over. So then I've got my project pages, I've got my social media page, and then back into my daily planner. Keep in mind that I chose to have these project pages at the beginning of every month. You could choose to have them in different spots in your book. If you'd rather have them all together, like at the beginning and the end of the planner, you could do that too. So at the end of my month, mine was January through April basically. So it only goes to May 2nd. You can add other pages. I decided with the remaining pages, you can get a max of 242 pages. I just double checked. I figured to fill mine out, I would just add lined pages because this could serve as kind of a built-in notebook for me if I needed to make longer lists or a list that just didn't fit in with any of my other pages. I like having that as an option here. One thing to note too is that the base price of this is $64, but it can go as high as I think $80 if you get all the way up to the 242 pages. So at a certain point, you start paying for the extra pages you're adding. Does that make sense? So you're given a certain amount, I guess is what I'm saying. So that's it. I feel like that went by really quickly. Maybe it didn't, I don't know, but I really love the aesthetic of these. I love how personalized they are, and I love that, you know, I can get a new one here in a few months and change things as I go. You know, if I realize, gosh, I really didn't use those 1 pages, maybe I'll swap it out for something else. If you have a Golden Coil planner, I want to know, are there certain pages that you absolutely swear by that you love? Because when I order my next one later this year, if you guys have certain ones, like certain pages you think are totally amazing, let me know because I might adjust mine and add those pages to my new one. I hope that you enjoyed this. Also, my sweet little puppy. Y'all see him at the beginning of the video. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful for you in your pursuit of planners and, you know, finding what works for you. This is a pricey one, as I said, but it's one that for me, since I use mine so heavily and I lean on it so much, I don't mind spending that kind of money. And this is something, honestly, I kind of picture keeping. And then I can look back on different things I did on different days. I don't know. Would I really keep it? Now that I'm saying it out loud, well, we'll see. If you enjoyed this video, of course, I'd love for you to subscribe, stick around. I upload 3 videos a week. I do home videos, lifestyle, beauty, cooking, vlogs, all kinds of stuff. I'd love to have you join me and subscribe. And I'd also love to say hey to you over on my Instagram. It's at It's Jessica Braun. I'm always popping up on my Instagram stories, just sharing bits of my day. So I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.